Okay.
So,
here we go.
We're back after vlogging a lot of the back end of the client shows and match shows last year. It's obviously been a bit of a break over Christmas.
We actually only taken 3 weeks off since France, since Lille. So, yeah.
It's not actually been that long at all.
Straight back on your screens, you lucky things.
Yeah, because I'm now starting prep and I put a poll on Instagram. People need some cardio viewing. So, the goal is going to be once a week, I will do something to do with my prep. You can follow along. And I thought we'd just start off with a little bit of an introduction just about me, because I'm normally behind the camera rather than in front of it, doing a lot of Matt and the clients. So a bit about me. I started in 2019.
Yep.
Did UK up.
Well, that's when she started her competing.
Yeah.
She was training way before that.
Yeah. And that was my first show. COVID hit, took that off.
She smashed her first season and won the overall and got her a UK Up Pro card in her debut season.
Yes. So positive start. So then that led me to want to carry on and realise I might be okay at this sport.
Straight away, she asserted her dominance as the better bodybuilder in a relationship. Season 1, great.
Where did you come?
Let's not talk about that.
And then COVID hit, and then I was literally, I realised I was such a creature of habit that I ticked all my boxes throughout COVID, training in like a greenhouse for a bedroom. Came back, 2021 was a very long prep for me. It was meant to be a split season, but I was not ready for my first shows at the beginning of the year. We pulled it back.
Yes, that's when she allowed me to start coaching her.
Yeah, so I was with another coach at the time, wasn't quite ready for the first show, pulled away, went with Matt, 5 weeks later, massively changed. Then was meant to have a break, but we knew
What did happen? What happened at that show?
I got my NFM Pro card.
There we go, thank you.
And then, I was meant to have a break, but couldn't really have a break. We knew we needed to keep pushing because I had planned 2 bros, PCA and Arnold's. So kept digging all the way. So that actually in total ended up being a 10-month prep. And I've not been quiet or reserved about saying that my preps are normally quite hard. From then on, we took a big priority in doing my bloods and finding out anything to make it as easy as possible. We analysed a lot of things. It was a lot down to hormones. So that was then key.
How did you do in Arnold's?
Oh, got second in Arnold's.
Thank you. There we go. Okay,
so it was very up and down because I did my first show. I basically came dead last. Pulled it back. NFM, Pro card. And got second overall in the females, and then
just missed out on that was a sponsored
They took a
ticket,
wellness girl instead of a bikini girl.
Very close.
And then then split season, went in, did 2 bros regional, came last, and then literally Arnold's 2 weeks later and came second. So all in all, it taught me a lot mentally about how obviously so subjective the sport is, and very much about analysing your physique and what you're bringing to each show in itself. Then I was meant to take 2022 off, but someone wanted to compete abroad and I got FOMO. So I then went from a really long prep, which was hard on my body that way, to then a really short prep, which was then very hard on my body because my body does not like to lose fat. So that was quite draining for me, but it was so much fun. I'm so glad I did it because it kind of set the bar for what I then wanted to know, how I wanted to come back. So
usually from a coaching perspective, usually in that situation where her bloods, they were okay, but she wasn't in the most optimal position to go into prep. And because of the short time frame and how long she usually takes to get lean, from a usual coaching standpoint, I would say, let's not do this. Let's not go for these shows. Let's go early the following year. But when it's your wife and she is very determined, I basically didn't have a choice.
I wasn't going to go all that way and watch you compete when we could do our first abroad show together, overseas show together. I was like, I know if I get to Alicante and Matt's going to compete on stage, I will be fuming that I've not given it a go. But yeah,
It worked. You did it.
Yeah, and I'm very stubborn. I'm about as stubborn as my body is to lose fat, and that stubborn to make it happen. So we made it happen.
Very hard.
Had to push very hard, and then in turn, definitely meant I needed a lot of time off. I wanted the time anyway, physically, to grow and come back better, but mentally and obviously physically, with the way my body just needed that little bit of a break. So I have thoroughly enjoyed my time off. Feedback that I got was, it's always glutes. Bikini girl, always going to be glutes. So I've been working very hard with my glutes and my midsection. So we put a plan together, and that's what I've been literally doing non-stop for the last 13 months now, since the time I came off stage. So yeah, what would you say?
What are we calling this series? So we can't call it Road to Pro, because that's...
No, I hate them.
No, overdone.
Maybe we should say in the comments section, what should this prep series be?
Quest for...
Quest? You in Lord of the Rings? Quest.
An adventure of competing.
Just prep series.
No.
The comeback.
The comeback?
Redemption.
That's been done a lot as well.
Has it?
Put it in the comments, because clearly we're not good at this.
Really not.
Yeah,
what should the
comments.
prep series be called?
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously off the back of the last time she competed, it's 13 months since then. And like you said, been building solidly since then. But because of the last prep had to be quite short, sharp and aggressive, I do feel like lost a little bit of muscle tissue. Got the condition, 100% got the condition that we needed. But as a result of going so aggressively, was a little bit tired and flat and a little bit stringy. So we did lose glutes, 100% we lost glutes. And yeah, overall we could have brought in a much fresher package, which going into this next prep, we're going to be able to do, because the bloods are in a good spot. We've basically got her in a really good position on that front. We've got a nice long time frame, got more muscle mass, it's better posing again, and everything's going to be completely different this time.
Yeah, we've got a few things that we can definitely implement that we couldn't last time. Everything is always a lesson, isn't it? Like, as long as you are always taking feedback and learning what worked and what didn't, and how you can then put that moving forward, is always going to be the main thing. Like I just said to Matt, my goal last time I competed was, because I do struggle a lot with stage nerves, was I wanted to make sure I can stand on a big stage like that and I don't look out of place. And then to then come away with a fourth was still like something I couldn't have thought of. So the goal this year, which seems very big to say out loud, is going to be the fact that I do want to make sure I'm at least in the overalls, make sure I can stand my ground. And there are a few other things that we can do to implement, hopefully, fuller glutes, better midsection. I've been hammering my abs like mad. So a lot to kind of implement there. So it's going to be very exciting. I'm getting my bloods retaken again tomorrow. I've only had them done a few months ago, but as it's the start of prep, we just want to make sure that they are still in the most optimal place to have the most productive prep. And yeah, we're going to make sure we take you on for the ride more than anything. Yeah,
we've already picked out the shows. We're not going to say what they are because Georgia likes to keep that secret, but we are going to be competing in the summertime. Right, so basically within the UK, it gets very busy at the start of the season, very busy at the end. We've got a small window because we basically don't want to miss any of our clients' shows or take any time away from them or anything like that. So we're going to compete between. So we've got a short window in the middle of the summer where we are going to be competing. So the plan is laid out. We know what we need to do, and I'm very excited for the season.
If there's anything you want me to cover with this prep series, food of the day, training in particular. Obviously, if I am doing anything in regards to posing, we've got a few posing seminars coming up as well. I will vlog as much as I can. We'll try and aim for like once a week. And yeah, we're pushing hard. We've got a holiday end of January, so these next 4 weeks alone are going to be hopefully quite exciting to see some changes straight off the bat. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there, and I'll be sure to see you in the next one.
Which will be next week.
See you in the next one.
See you next week.